right, sports fans, we're back for show number 69, all right?
Holy mackerel.
That's when the Mets won the pennant, bucko.
Interesting.
Okay, good night, it isn't. This is today's guest. We have 2 missing people today, and you're going to put out an APB?
No.
No, okay, good, cheapskate. This is Jenny Kravitz. Let's give Jenny a big hand here. All right. Okay, nobody wants to. You're going to hurt yourself over there?
Yep, my wrist.
So. This is Jenny Kravitz. Now, we'll get to your title in a moment.
Sure.
And then we have Nathan Lane. Here it is. Say, Nate. No, this is John McDonald. John is running for the state senate, right?
That's correct.
When you win, you're going to continue to run, right?
We'll keep running and running.
Now, this will put you at the State House, right?
That's correct. State Senate.
The people in Hawaii want to know where you'll be.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Now, John is an Air Force veteran, right?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm not.
You're very good. You've done your
I've done
your
my
homework.
research.
That's
yes,
right.
And you're running against Ed Kennedy.
That is correct.
Not the Ed Kennedy that.
Not the Ed Kennedy that's related to anybody.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
There's another
right.
Kennedy. So.
Just got a good last name, I guess.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Something wrong with Kravitz?
No.
All right. Now, Jenny Kravitz she works at the Westford Academy. Yeah, most people call it a high school, but, right? Was it originally Academy?
It was. It was back when Paul Revere's son went, actually.
Wow.
And when, we have a bell in the lobby that Paul Revere forged for the school.
He forged it.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's right outside the Performing Arts Center. You can come take a look. And
is it made out of silver? Because he was a silversmith.
I'm unsure of the makeup of it.
You think it would be real silver? Come on.
Could be. It was Paul Revere.
He had chocolate.
His son. He had to do it for his son.
No, he had chocolate and put the foil on. No.
I don't know.
All right.
Do you guys ring it?
Are you done?
Do you ring the bell?
We do not.
Only when
kidding.
when a politician comes in.
Oh, well.
So stay out. All right. So
Stay
Jenny,
out of there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Nate. Jenny is the 6 to 12 science curriculum coordinator, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I move
job.
on to another program. All right.
A+.
Now, would you explain? You do STEA, right?
STEA, yes.
Which is shortening for STEM.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I don't do the M part of STEM. That's one of my colleagues.
What do we want? It's science, technology, and engineering. Did I get it right?
That is correct.
All right. Come on, give me
That
5,
is
baby.
correct.
Give me 5.
Well,
What? That was a messy 5. I'm sorry. Nathan Lane's getting a little. Stop it, Nate. Maybe he'll call up. He accidentally sees this. Yeah.
Could be.
All right, and the M was for math.
yes, and so we have science curriculum coordinators. There's a K-5 coordinator who covers the elementary schools. I'm 6 to 12, so I cover both middle schools and the high school. And then we have math coordinators for both the K-5 level and the 6-12 level. And I work in partnership with all of them to really make sure that we provide an excellent STEM experience for all of our students.
You know, excuse me, but you know what gets me here? There ain't no camera lit up. There's no red light on any camera. So if you want, no, he said, at the control room says no. What's that?
The lights don't work.
Lights don't work. Okay, make a note.
Note to self, the lights
I got a
don't
little
work.
contribution. Could you throw it in the co-op? Co-op Pablo. What is this here?
We took the
Okay,
lens
good.
off the camera, so that's good.
What up? Well, why?
The protective lens.
I hate when it. Oh, okay, yes. So, I'm not well. What do they do in the math thing? I mean, what do they teach, for instance, in 9th grade? Differential
for
equations in math, or what?
Well, you would
I
need to
hated
talk
those.
to my colleague.
Okay, forget it.
Miss Christina McHugh is the math coordinator. Perhaps I will talk her into coming on.
I
your
think
show.
you should, because
Maybe we should do an episode on STEM, and I'll bring her, and we'll both come.
good. Make a note.
I did earlier.
You will. You'll be at
Right.
your victory party.
That's right. Yeah, there you
All
go.
right, good. We won. We won. Oh, wait a minute.
I'd like to thank.
I want to thank me. All right. So why don't you bring her along? What's the hurry?
I will. But
Don't need to yell at me.
I'm using my teacher voice.
Oh, no. You idiot. Oh,
It's very authoritative.
No, I know.
I'll give you credit.
I know. So basically, what I'm looking at is the 6 to 12 programming and
Okay.
making sure that both our science classrooms and our technology and engineering offerings are really progressing in a way from the middle schools through the academy to prepare students for whatever is going to come next for them, whether that is pursuing an engineering degree, following some other STEM pathway through higher education, or even just becoming an informed citizen and voter.
That's where you come in.
Yeah, we have a variety of things. So at the 6 to 8 level, we just put into action a new science curriculum, which goes along with the next generation science standards, is very student-driven, inquiry-based, which basically means the kids are inquiry. They ask questions.
Like you ask questions. Oh, wait a minute, they ask you questions.
They ask me
I don't know
questions,
about
too.
it. I'll get back to you.
They ask questions. They act like little scientists.
it's
They get their
interactive?
hands dirty. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Can't have that.
I know. They love it. They love it. And we also have a STEM IA in the middle schools, which is the IAs are when they go to band or choir or art or foreign language, all these other things. And we have a STEM technology where the kids are 3D printing. They're doing collaborative engineering problem solving and product design and testing prototypes. It's fantastic.
I'm getting smaller and smaller here. I'm telling you right now.
So when the kids come to the academy, they're ready to dig into, the biology, the chemistry, the physics, the environmental science, marine biology, human anatomy, all sorts of things. Meteorology.
Of course, meteorology.
But also our engineering program and our expanding robotics program as well.
They didn't have robotics when I went to school with Attila the Hun,
Is that right?
We were on the road most of the time.
It was just chains and wood,
That's
right?
right. We were on the road most of the time anyway. Yeah. Moses had a company, too.
Is that right?
Yeah, Moses Inc.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. All right, yes.
He's big into tablets.
Excuse me?
He's big into
Yes,
tablets.
the Bayer tablets.
Right.
Yes. Okay,
Right.
thank you very much, Nate. Good, you'll be reelected again. All right, one of your signs just exploded, by the way.
Is that right?
That's right. Couldn't take it. So this is much more sophisticated when I went to school. Back in the dark ages.
Yeah, I think there's been a real shift in science education
But
towards skill and application and away from just content and knowledge.
Content and knowledge. All right, kid, you're paying attention.
Yeah, so I used to be very vocabulary based. Kids had to memorize a lot of stuff. They had to learn the body of knowledge. And really what we're looking at now is how can they apply what they know to really develop into great young scientists that are going to ask the right questions and be empowered to really seek out those answers in a scientific way.
Very good. Are you paying attention to
Hey,
this? I want you to write
I'm
these
amazed.
words. Seek and empower. Do you want to do that?
You think about it. Listen, 5 seconds, and you have a pretty good idea and a high level of confidence of what's happening at the high school. I mean, that's a good education.
Excuse me, the academy.
The academy.
Get it straight.
Academy. The high school here in Westford, the academy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because Fred
Westford
Rogers,
Academy.
who was...
That has a bell. Did you
that
know
has
there's a bell?
No,
there?
I didn't know it has a bell. I would have banged
Paul
it with my
Revere's
head.
son.
Did he?
Bell.
I thought it was
right.
Pedro Rivera.
No, Paul.
Okay. He used to pitch for the Mets.
Paul. He rode a
All right.
horse.
As long as you didn't eat the thing. That was
We won't
later.
get into that.
Yeah. So when I went to school, see, yes, and I want to say furthermore, I could be a speechwriter. when I went to school, I was teaching in college. I mean, we didn't have any of that because most of them didn't give us stuff to work with. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I had mostly non-science people.
Yes. Yes,
And
but
they took my classes instead of physics because they wanted to pass something.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
physics isn't for every kid, and that's
No.
something that we've explored at the
Wasn't for me
academy as
either.
well. So they now have, we expanded last year, we started our environmental science program, and we also expanded our human anatomy and physiology program. So that now students who aren't as STEM focused, who aren't as in love with math, even though I am and a lot of other people are, not everyone is.
I'm not.
So they have options now. They all do the biology, they all do the chemistry, and from that point, they really have the flexibility to pursue where their interests are, so that we can make sure that everyone's having a positive experience in their science classroom, even if it's not something they're necessarily going to go on and study at the collegiate level.
You went out? Wow. But when I went to school, nobody had a positive experience. Do we have to learn that? See, you remember?
I don't.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Well, no, we had when I went to City College. I like to write that out. City College of New York, of the City University, of the State University. It was CCNY of Cooney of Sunny.
Wow.
Follow that?
Sure.
Money flowed down. So we were forced to take physics with engineers. That didn't work out too well for us. Then the year after I took it, right, they switched it to be liberal arts we could take. With the liberal, we would have been kingpins. You know what I'm saying there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that was terrible. Because we were, first test I took, the passing grade was 27. Okay, do you think they made the test too hard? No.
Well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
This is true.
Is that what they said in the military?
They have said that in the military.
Yeah,
It's been said. It's been said.
Yeah, well, they didn't, then they went, we'll put it
Oh,
up.
I don't know about that.
Oh, because you were in the Air Force.
That's right.
Okay,
Good
so
food.
what? So where does meteorology fit in? It doesn't.
So we have weather and climate as an entire trimester on the 6th grade curriculum. And that is where I hope you are going to come into school and help out. I already have 3 6th grade teachers who are eagerly awaiting your collaboration.
Did you hear that? You need me as a driver. Really?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the grades, 3 to 6?
Yeah, 6th grade. And
You
then
got to actually teach them something. No.
and I hope that you'll come into my environmental science class.
Well, when would that be? Because you know how busy I am.
Maybe we can book something for the spring.
Ooh, Mary, make sure I'm not ill during the spring. I get injuries in the spring.
Is that right?
That is, certainly.
Well, take it easy.
You want to see a few scars?
No.
Not particularly, no.
No, it's a
You know,
family
I have-
show.
What? This is not a family show.
It's not.
Okay,
I'll
good.
tell that to my kids.
Oh, this is a family show. Playing with the control room. Hi, how you doing, kids? Want to bring them over?
We can later.
Well, bring them over now because I don't
okay.
want to talk to him.
Elise Maisie, you want to
Come
come
on
sit
over.
on the couch?
Sit on the cat. You were there with the finger. Come over. Jeez. Come on now, sweetie. I call her sweetie.
There you
We
go.
didn't call
Live.
her.
That's
Live
fine.
on TV.
Come here, Snookums.
Here you go. Come on in.
I'll be ready for your class.
Ta-da.
You just call me. All right,
They're
girls.
my assistants.
Now, would you tell
Want to
who's
talk about
who?
your finger?
Yep, so on the end,
Stop
we
that.
have Elise Kravitz. Give a little wave, Elise.
Let's give it right. All right. Okay, enough.
She's
Next.
in 3rd grade at the day school,
That's the Normandy Day.
the Norman E.
Because the
Day
people
School.
in Cleveland want to know. It's the
My
Normandy Day
apologies.
School.
Yeah,
Sneakers, by
yeah.
the way.
Stop
Just
that.
thought I'd say that.
Somebody's talking.
Just saying, nice sneakers.
Oh, those are brand new today.
Yeah, oh, very nice.
Yeah.
You get a close up on the sneakers here, please. These are brand new today.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got very good, very good.
That's outstanding.
So that's little Maisie.
Maisie?
Maisie.
You have Daisy too?
Maisie Kravitz, daisy-headed Maisie. That's a Seuss book.
Write that down.
She is in pre-K at the Frost School.
Where's the Frost School?
It's next to Rodenbush.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
It's on the main street in town.
Yep. And
They might have frost there tomorrow morning.
literally.
If the wind dies, yeah.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say dies? If the wind expires.
You've been against the word the whole day.
I've
the
been
whole
against
show,
the word
so-
all the time,
yeah.
yeah. All right, girls. You want to say something, girls? Good. I like that.
What do you think about the price of eggs?
I like to eat them. They don't have any mic on.
No.
Thank you.
comment.
All right. So, I'll be over. You just call me. Just call me.
Fantastic.
Anytime. Mary,
I'll let
as
'em
my
know.
assistant, write that down.
I'll have my people call your people.
Oh, good. I'll have my computer talk to their
My
computer.
people are right over there, by the
Oh,
way.
are they? Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Look at that smile. How's your finger? Good. Thank you.
How'd you do that? How'd you break it? Did you break it?
No,
No. How'd you injure it?
not stuck in the middle door.
Get stuck in the middle door?
A metal door.
Oh, a metal door.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a middle door.
Well, it could be. If there's
You're
a
in the
door
Air
on the
Force.
left
No
and one on
wonder
the
you-
right, there's one in the
There's
middle.
a middle door.
Right.
And what's behind door number 2?
So it hurt, huh?
Only when she touches it.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll get back to you shortly.
Sure.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
No, mine. All right. Nathan.
Yes,
No,
yes.
this is what? It's John McDonald. Let's give him another hand. All right.
All right.
Now, Mr. McDonald, is it true? John is working. No, he's working
running.
my way back.
Right,
He's
right.
working his way to become a state senator. Now, for what district?
It's First Middlesex, which is comprised of Lowell, Westford, Tingsboro, Groton, Dunstable, and Pepperell.
Ooh, no wonder you're going to Groton later.
Yeah,
I would
it's a big
Groton-
district.
I would like rotten potatoes, please.
That'd be au gratin.
Oh, really? It's French.
Right.
How's it going, John?
Things are going good. We've been working really hard. We've knocked on over 30,000 doors. We've got 700 yard signs out there.
How does that work?
It's a lot of work.
Are
Every
people
single
actually
night.
home?
It's a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people are at home. All both Saturdays and Sundays we're out there, and we're just knocking on as many doors as we can to
And what do
try
they
to
say when
introduce
they see
ourselves to
you?
people. Well, usually I like to try to listen. I knock on the door, introduce myself, and ask people what their concerns are, and it's just you get a different reaction at every door. But I'll tell you, the one thing that amazes me is how interesting the district is, how many different points of view are out there, and that there's a lot of need and there's a lot of concerns.
I wrote yes, and I certainly did. I used to be a speech teacher, Daffy Duck, everything I told him. I wrote a letter to the editor. It came out in Dennis Galvin's thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. I'll have to check that out.
It's about Democrats here, the Republicans are here, and they shoot at each. Shoot at each other. You got to keep the bullets away.
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
There's a lot of let's say a lot of people that are anxious out there because of the divisiveness, and
I think
they see it. People see it at Beacon Hill. They see it in the halls of Congress. They see it in our politics in general, and that's the type of thing that we're trying to get past, because there's an awful lot of need out there. There's a lot of problems that we have to work on. We have education that we have to fund, and
you got money in your pocket.
Well, you know what? We're spending $16 million a year on fraud, and no one wants to seem to tackle that. That's $16 million a year that could go right back into education. One of the things I've talked about in the past, and I talked to a lot of people. Look at this. We have a very diverse district. We have, some, we'll say, affluent communities, and we've got people that are struggling, particularly people in Lowell. And every year they send their kids to school, and they get sent home with a list for supplies.
That they have to get?
They have supplies to bring in the school. And the one thing that happens if kids can't get the supplies, if parents don't have the money, very often that it's the teacher that comes up with that, comes out of their pocket. And that's the type of stuff I think we have to work on. We have to eliminate. There's obviously there was $1 billion with a B surplus in Massachusetts, and
Where'd it go?
Well, it's a surplus.
It wasn't for the roads.
Well, no, they're asking, and they're talking about how do we spend it. Well, first, I reject that premise. Is that the fact that we have $1 billion surplus? Maybe it ought to go in a rainy day fund, or maybe it ought to go back to the taxpayer by way of a tax rebate.
Isn't
But
that
if you have to
un-American?
spend it. Well, I wouldn't say it's un-American.
No, but they act like
I would just say that it's our money.
Yeah.
And there's $1 billion surplus. Where do we spend it? Well, if we're going to do something, I say we invest it, and I look at education as an investment. That's one of the areas that we really need to focus in on, making sure that that's properly funded. Other things, roads and bridges. You just talked about the roads.
Oh, they're great. I don't mind
Well,
getting
you know what?
alignment every week. You don't mind, do you?
Yeah, I mean,
You know, the
look,
roads are
we have
smooth.
an awful lot of crumbling bridges
Hey, the roads
here,
are
right in the first
smoother
middle
when there's
section.
snow on
Yeah.
it, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I mean, you go and you hit a lot of the bridges. Rourke Bridge in Lowell is a big prime example.
Didn't they do that?
About
that the
35, 40
clickety-clack?
years ago.
What's the bridge they did? It was clickety-clack, and it's not clickety-clack anymore.
I'm not sure of
Thank
the Clickety
you.
Clack Bridge that you're
No,
referring
it's
to.
you want to know what I'm talking about?
Unfortunately, no.
Who? Is it Pawtucket?
Pawtucket?
It goes over the river.
Yeah, that's the Rourke Bridge.
All right, but I thought they had redone it.
No.
But it doesn't go clickety-clack anymore.
Well,
they had like these
It's
good English.
Put it this way: it's one bridge. It's one
they had
bridge.
These tiles.
Well, you go down 495 and take a look at some of your bridges. That
Oh, I like
so
the brown underneath there. Because, you know, it's
well, the bottom
classic.
line is that we need to repair
No,
our
it's
roads
brown
and bridges.
sugar, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. It's
Then
paint.
then they dump tons of this stuff in the winter for one flake.
Right.
Because
Salt.
somebody's going to sue.
Right.
Or sue if you say it right.
Well, the bottom line is there's lots of need, a lot of areas we need to focus in on, and
I was thinking my pocket.
well, my big things, but being in the veteran community has been the creation of a PTSD task force that would bring up. We have some of the greatest medical minds in the country, if not the world, here in Massachusetts. And I think that bringing people from all the different agencies in to talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, to talk about mental health needs to be a focus. We have yet to, it's like the final frontier in medicine. We've really yet to explore all that affects the mind and how the mind works with people. And
is there more money and other things in there?
No, I think that one area that we haven't concentrated enough on, because it's, particularly in the veteran community,
Oh,
you have
yeah.
22 veterans a day that commit suicide. PTSD is big in the first responder community, your police, your firefighter, your EMTs, your dispatchers, young children that have been abused. It's a big area. So it's something that I believe strongly that we need to focus in on, and I think one of the only ways we'll do it is if you have a state senator that's concentrated on it, that's going to go down to the State House, that's going to fight for it, and I think it would benefit an awful lot of people. Not only in this state, but potentially across the country, because it's going to take an awful lot of people to get involved, concentrate on this issue, so we can help people.
You would think that's something that both Republicans and Democrats would agree on.
I would hope, and I would believe that they would, but yet it hasn't really been focused on.
No, because they got better things to do.
Well,
yeah.
that's, again,
argue.
Anything at the State House, anything at any political level, it's about the priorities that you put on things and what you want to talk to people about to make things that you believe are important.
Now, being a veteran, do you think, why is do you have an opinion on why the VA is so messed up?
Yeah, I do. You know, first of all, it's funded federally. But what happens with
money go?
Well, what happens is that the VA system is broken down into individual hospitals that don't communicate to one another. For instance, there's a Bedford VA.
Yeah, Bedford, Mass.
Right, in Bedford, Mass, and there's one down in Jamaica Plain.
Right.
There's not a lot of contact from VA system to VA. So
Don't they have a
they're
computer to
independently
talk?
run. So when
That's pretty stupid.
I don't think it's the best thing going on. I mean, again, this is a federal issue, but I do think that we have a responsibility at a state level. If we have these type of agencies and we have hospitals that are catering to anyone, that there's some sort of oversight. And I don't believe that there's enough oversight at the VA hospitals. For instance, a couple of years ago, we had a couple of veterans die from a drug overdose that were in drug counseling.
Oh, super.
And then the first reaction from our public officials was, from the state side, was, oh, well, that's a federal issue.
Oh,
and then
good.
You go to
Let's back away.
Right. I mean, it's
Yeah,
in your
right.
community. We need to, you know, when it's in your community, I say it's your responsibility from a public
Oh,
official
no, but it wasn't in
standpoint.
their community. It's
well,
always somebody else's.
Right, right. Well, it was in our community, and we needed to do an investigation, and they said that they would do one, and
Yeah, where is the result?
There you go.
Is
There
it
you go.
to be determined?
Yeah. So you know what?
It's like, wait a minute, it's like in school, TB8, to be determined. To be
determined?
College, to be announced.
To be announced.
So Professor Tibble was very busy, very busy.
So you know, another thing is we have the opiate epidemic, and you know, I was recently out in San Francisco, and I saw some things that were proposed, different safe injection sites, which I'm not in favor of at all.
What the heck does that?
Well,
But
it doesn't cure anything. All it does is,
avoiding
well, yeah, I mean, it helps people who potentially overdose. But what I look at it is, even within our community, you know, we've got homeless shelters and things. I think we need to look at homelessness in a different way. Is that we need to look at potentially transforming these homeless shelters instead of overnight care. What we do is turn them into life transition centers where people can come. Not only can they get shelter, but they can get some education on addiction. They can get help if they need it. They can get back into a healthy lifestyle, get back into the workforce, different things like that. That's going to take a tremendous undertaking, but I don't want to run for state senate to hang all these, to work on all these low-hanging fruit issues. We want to work on things that are going to make an impact and change our lives, change our lives as a society, to make things better. Because there's a huge problem right now. Homelessness, we see it. You go out to Greenfield, Massachusetts, and you have the shanty towns right in the town square.
It's out in the west.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we have it along the Merrimack River and Lowell. There's people living homeless and throughout the first Middlesex, and different areas. And
Hold it, girls, you want to stop beating up each other? Thank you. Bad for
but it's an
business.
area we need to focus in on. And as you can see, I'm pretty passionate about it. And I ask people if they like what I have to say, and there's a lot more, that check out my website, which is votejohnmcdonald.com.
That's a strange name.
Yeah, votejohnmcdonald.com.
How about vote Nathan Lane,
No.
alias John McDonald? All right, just kidding. John, let's give John a big hand there. Let's get out there and vote. I expect your kids to get out there and vote.
Oh, they come with me every time I vote.
Oh, you
Well, let them
going to
vote,
the
too.
voting booth?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good experience.
yeah.
I remember the old machines.
Get stickers.
Going, oh, jeez. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so getting back to education. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have anything else to add about, you want to,
Well, one thing that I do want to start working on is something that I like to think of as community consultants, where we are so fortunate in Westford to have a lot of STEM professionals in our community. Such as yourself.
Catch that.
And something that we have always had a long-standing tradition of bringing people in as guest speakers, which it has some value in and of itself, in that kids can see these professionals, they can envision what they're doing, they can hear exciting things. But I would like to take that further and do what I'm hoping will be digital consulting, where with the Google platform and with kids collaborating in that Google space, we can pull in some of those STEM professionals to advise them and give them feedback in a way that's really convenient for everyone and can be on an ongoing basis. Because we are looking at increasing authenticity of task in our science coursework, and this is a great way to improve that and also tie in more community interaction. So that is something coming up down the road.
how far down?
Hopefully later this year.
I'm 89. I'm already 89 years old.
Yeah. Okay. I will rush it for you, sir. But yeah, I'm hoping to send out some communications to the community to collect information for people who are interested.
Sounds good. Yeah. There you go.
Jesus, come on.
What?
Give me one of these. Oh, Jesus. Air Force.
Yeah, exactly.
Navy.
Navy.
Yeah.
I won't hold it against you.
Old Navy. All right, so let me know. Let your
We'll
computer
be in
talk.
touch.
Oh, she'll be in touch. That's what the draft board said. We'll be in touch. All right. Do you have any closing remark? We have 30 seconds to go. Do you have a closing remark?
I would like to give the floor to my wonderful co-guest today.
Co-guest.
Co-guest. I remember
So
that.
say get out and vote Tuesday, November 6th. I ask for your vote. I'm John McDonald, running for State Senate, 1st Middlesex. VoteJohnMcDonald.com. Thank you, Ed.
Well, bless you, my
I
child.
appreciate
Nate.
it. Thank you very
Really.
much. Nice to meet you, girls.
Hi, they're the stars of the show. Hi,
Thank
how
you
are
to my co-guest.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, we'll be back in 2 weeks. That's 2 for the people in the cheap seats. There we
you go.
All right. And now they go, man.
Ed Sullivan is dead, but Cohen isn't. And when it comes to weather, Cohen's smart. As New York as you get, his money's on the Mets, which goes to show that Ed's a Joe who always bets his heart. You'll hear a slick review or two from Nicky. And Cantor Something Berg will sing some song. There's weather news and shtick, enough to make you sick. You'll be glad you came along.